What's up everyone? Here I am again with a new video tutorial. Today, it's gonna be the day with full of interesting matters like what I have here, that I'm going to present to you. And I hope this video can help you. I have here iPhone 14 Plus with a very common issues. According to owner, this phone is recently processed by some repairman and eventually the problem is still same. So she decided to look another repairman to help her solve his problem, and she finally got into our custody. So I will give the most opportunity to do my jobs well. And join me today to get this thing back to life again. As you can see, there's no modem firmware. It is clearly says that this phone have a problem with connecting to SIM card, or either this phone didn't read SIM card and even the connection of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is surely isn't working. So today, I will show you how to deal with this kind of issue. Like what I said earlier, this phone is being processed by some repairmen. So instead of diagnosing the issue, I will directly transplant the logic and the signal board together. This is gonna be a lot of work. Transplanting the logic and the signal board together is definitely time consuming. So if you want to know more about on how to transplant the motherboard, this video is for you. And if you're new to my channel, you can subscribe and click the bell icon for you to get notified in my future videos. If some of you encounter same problem like what I have here today, you can directly send message to me through the link in my bio and be a part of our valuable customers. And specially be your gadgets to be the next saved. Before I go any further, I need to check all the functions of the phone. As I observe, all of it is working normal except reading SIM card. To fix this issue, please watch carefully this video so you can use it as your referral in future repairs. Reminders: this video is required a deep learning experience and have more knowledge with this kind of issue. SCJ Repair Shop assumed no responsibility or reliability for any errors or omissions in this video. If experience haven't acquired yet, please leave it to professionals. As you can see, as a proof, I inserted a SIM card for me to make sure the real issue. After that, no good result. The problem is clearly the baseband. In this part, I need to fast forward the video to minimize the amount of time for this process. First step that I need to do is dismantling the unit with care and remove the motherboard with your very safety procedures. As you can see, the motherboard is covered up with remaining solder flux in previous repair attempts. The interposer looks fine. Now let's separate the motherboard and see what we got inside. Alright, after separating the motherboard, I have noticed that there's one part has been removed. And definitely this is not my fault. Apparently the motherboard is too bruised because there's some repairers trying to fix the issue. But they're failed. And before I'll go any further, let's fix this fallen chip and see if this one causing the issue. Okay, after repairing the fallen chip, I need to reflow the baseband CPU and the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth IC module, and let's test the motherboard and see if I got a good result. Before that, flatten all the solder balls around the interposers using soldering wick to sink all the solder balls. This procedure is repeatedly applied every time you dismantling the interposers. Now let's test the motherboard using my test fixture and see if I got a good result. Okay, sad to say I got the same result after all. Now let's proceed to full transplant process. Maybe some of you asking why I need to transplant the logic and the signal board. Even though I can repair the issue. Yes, I can repair the issue. But I got no choice. Because the owner wants me to transplant the logic and the signal board. Because according to her, she wants a good and not bruised motherboard, that's why she want me to do what she want. Well, I know there's a lot of work and very time consuming what our client want. But I don't care with that. Because she's and I already agreed for the price that I want. Here's a good thing about this. Someone clean and reball all the chips that I need, and it's good for me because I will not clean all of them. I only reball them. And install them one by one. Let's take out all the chips and prepare all of them. Okay, here's our baseband CPU. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth IC module and baseband EEPROM. Those chips are responsible to our network data. My next chips that what I'm about to prepare is our A15 BIONIC CPU, NAND IC module, and A15 BIONIC EEPROM. Those chips is responsible to operate our motherboard and to restore all our precious memories inside of our phone. So meaning, those are the chips that needs to take care of. And never damage each of them or even lose each of them. If bad things happen, the game is over. So please be much more careful when processing those chips. Okay, done removing all the chips. In this part I will show you how to reball each of them one by one. If you watch all my previous videos, I explain there on how a proper procedure when dealing all kind of iPhone's CPU. In this part, I will give you a short idea. Every time you do cleaning, specially on iPhone CPU, never ever put pressure on it, because if you damage the iPhone CPU, expect to it that you need to have more time and effort to repair it. And if you don't know how to fix it, that's a big problem you are facing for. To prevent that, please do the job perfectly. Alright. Done reballing each of the chips. In this part, let's prepare our donor board nice and secured. First, remove all the rubber dust protection and all the rubber layer into the motherboard, to prevent them from melting, while the separation is in the process. Okay. After removing all the rubber layers and rubber dust protections, let's proceed to the separation process. In this part you need a proper tools and equipments to do this job fast and secure. Alright. Separation successful. Before to proceed any further, I need to remove all the black thermal paste above it, to facilitate perfectly the removal of those chips. Remove black adhesive around the A15 BIONIC very carefully. And please avoid damaging around components to prevent any unexpected problem after the process. After that, execute the A15 BIONIC CPU fast and secure. At this time, I don't care about the A15 BIONIC because the most important to me is the donor board. So I need to lift up the chip early as possible. Okay, early as much as possible. As you can see, there's a bit of fallen pads around the CPU bonding pads. Don't mind it. I need to do that for some reason specifically in this model. Because this board is designed, the PMIC is underneath the CPU. So that's why I need to pull off the chip early as much as possible, because I don't want the PMIC being broken by spitting out all the solder balls inside of it. Like I said, the most important to me is the donor board to preserve the normality. After that, clean the A15 BIONIC bonding pads fast and secure. Again, avoid dealing too much heat on this part because you can damage the main PMIC if you're soaking too much heat on it. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm halfway done to the process. So this is the actual footage of the logic board when done preparing manually. And good thing about this, our donor board is still preserved for being normal. Now let's prepare our signal board with same procedure and same process on how I deal the logic board. Alright, done preparing the signal board. And the last thing I need to do is to install all the main chips that has been prepared earlier. And check if I got a good result despite too much work I deal with it. This is the moment of truth. Let's see if I got a good result despite all the work that I rendered to get this thing back to life again. Let's check the motherboard using our test fixture. As you can see, Apple logo on screen, it means I have done successfully the process of full transplant of iPhone 14 Plus. Now let's see if I got a chance to test all the functions of the phone. Okay. I think the phone is back to normal again. As you can see, we have an IMEI on our shortcut code. And we got modem firmware on settings. It means a lot of works that I gave is worth it. And I'm very much happy with that. If any one of you watching right now have the same issue same as what I have here, you can directly contact our company number in the description below. Or you can send message to me via WhatsApp. This is the end of my video. More power to your business and God bless everyone. Bye bye.